The following is a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Network.
Satter wants the ball. He's going to maybe tee it up for 11-3. He got it! 11 three-pointers for Ty Satter. It's unbelievable.
Oh, here come the Fusion the other way. Nice ball in towards Kamai. Kamai able to set it down. Kamai beating the keeper. Shot on the way, and Kamai scores. 1-0 for the Fusion. And it's
1-2 pitch. Line shot up the middle. One run will score. Deer rounding third. He's coming to the plate.
Verwest, they center in front. Scarbrug down low, loose in front, in for a goal. South Shaley gets the first goal of this East Region title.
Let's turn things over to the broadcast booth. The pregame show starts now.
All right, welcome to the Hive in Perham. It's our first look at the Wadena Deer Creek Wolverines and the first look at the Perham Yellow Jackets this fall. Wadena Deer Creek has not played yet this year. This is their first match. Perham Yellow Jackets picked up a 3-1 victory on the road to start off their season against Thief River Falls just a couple of nights ago. It is Parents' Night here at the Hive in Perham. And joining that in progress here, we want to thank our sponsors, including Ray's Sport and Marine, along with Waterfront Recreational, Perham Health, Central Market, New Horizons Realty, Perham Chamber of Commerce, Farm Bureau Financial Services, Lakes Area Co-op, Hanson's Plumbing and Heating, Nias Family Sales, Lakes Ace Hardware, EOT Insurance, KLN Family Brands, United Community Bank, Reuter Family Dentistry, J&L Nutrition in the Backyard, along with Great Clips, Dakota Fins and Feathers, Budget Blinds, Frontier Airlines, and our friends at Culligan's in Wadena jumping on this broadcast here, cheering on the Wolverines in this contest between the Yellow Jackets and Wolverines. As I mentioned, the Yellow Jackets 1-0 on the season, the Wolverines 0-0 on the season. It's the early part of the fall, and we will take a short timeout. Actually, we'll keep it live here for the remainder of Parents' Night, and then we'll take our first timeout here. All right, that will conclude Parents' Night here at the Hive in Perham. Wadena Deer Creek coming out onto the court for the first time. Let's take a timeout. Your pregame show begins in a moment here on Magnitude Sports.
A water softening system can help remove the high concentrations of calcium and magnesium that cause hard water problems. You'll see the difference with less limescale buildup, sparkling, spot-free dishes, longer-lasting appliances, brighter, softer laundry, and shinier hair and softer skin. Plus, you can spend less time and money on cleaning. Do you need a water softener? To find out for sure, contact your local Culligan water expert for a free in-home water test.
This broadcast of today's game is brought to you in part by the businesses that you see here. Be sure to thank and support all the businesses you see and hear about in our live game broadcast, because without them,
I have 3 amazing kids, and it can be a bit complicated.
All right, you guys, you ready?
But there's nothing else like it in the world.
bye, honey.
Traveling with kids is on another level.
Yay, let's go.
I appreciate all the extra help I can get when we fly.
Hi, how can I help?
I'm honored to get every passenger to their destination.
I'm so grateful that I've been able to fly with my 3 young kids.
At Frontier, we get it. We're flyers too, and we believe the sky is for everyone.
Hi, this is Mike from Magnitude Sports. I'd like you to do me a favor if you would. Subscribe to this channel right here, Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. The channel is owned by a family I've known for over 2 decades and features some sports stars from previous Magnitude Sports broadcasts. So if you're the type of guy that likes fishing, hunting, dogs, you can get all that and more right here on the Dakota Fins and Feathers YouTube channel. You can also find them on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's educational, it's captivating, it's fun. It's Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. Subscribe today.
Odds are there's an ace right in your neighborhood. With expert advice and the right tools to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock. With people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience Store.
Hi, this is Mallory Stotterell
and Erica Saylor from Lakes Ace Hardware.
You can expect expert help for your next project at Lakes Ace Hardware,
right here in downtown Perham.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
The thing that drives me first and foremost are my kids. They're my biggest motivation. My sister works here also. She's like my go-to, like for anything. To have her here with me, like if I'm having a bad day or anything like that, like she just uplifts me. That's who I do it for. You know, I go the most hard for them. I think that just helps me get motivated to come to work.
For over 30 years, Budget Blinds, based out of Detroit Lakes, has been serving Perham, Fergus Falls, Park Rapids, and the surrounding area. Whether you need blinds, shutters, or drapes, check out the entire inventory online at budgetblinds.com. Budget Blinds is backed by the #1 provider for window coverings in North America and is your local window coverings expert. Visit them online today, budgetblinds.com, or give them a call at 218-206-9599. That's 218-206-9599 and online at budgetblinds.com.
One of our core values at United Community Bank is reinvesting in the communities we serve. I personally take great pride in this as I'm a 5th generation in our family here at United Community Bank. We've been here for over 100 years. We take a great sense of pride in sort of that reciprocal relationship we have with our community that, you know, we need our community members and they need us, and we love giving back and reinvesting.
At Great Clips, we use online check-in to help NHL player Jack Hughes achieve game day flow faster, so he can do more with his time off the clock. Great Clips, official hair salon of the NHL.
At Great Clips, we use clip notes to save NHL player Cale Makar's haircut details, so he's always confident in his hockey hair. Because with a name like Cale, you gotta sport great salad. Great Clips, official hair salon of the NHL.
At Nias Family Sales, our experienced mechanics are here to provide exceptional service in a timely manner. With 10 service bays, the service department at Nias Family Sales can work on all makes and models. Our experienced mechanics can do everything from oil changes, tire repairs, brake service, engine and transmission repair, and much more. Schedule your vehicle today. Call 218-346-5976 or visit the Nias Family Sales Service Center at 610 East Main Street in Perham.
There is a voice inside of you. Do you hear it? An ember burning deep within, calling you to gather your tribe, beckoning you deep into the wild, and instilling in you the courage of 10 Wolverines. You know that voice.
Yep, it's me, your inner otter, and I want you to visit findyourinnerotter.com to explore all that Ottertail Lakes Country, Minnesota has in store for you. See you soon.
I didn't know what a derecho was. Didn't know that kind of storm existed. I didn't worry a bit about my coverage. It did not let me down. I was not caught blindsided. The secret is to have an agent that gets you insured for your needs. If you don't have Farm Bureau, you don't have good insurance.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Michelle Beck in Perham at 218-345-4010.
All right, welcome back to the Hive in Perham. I have a correction to make. When I did my research earlier this morning, Wadena Deer Creek had not played a game yet. That is not correct. They have played one game. They are 0-1. They would fall on a 3-0 sweep to Pequot Lakes, who pretty much dominated last year, and so far they're on a roll this year too. That game was on Tuesday, August 29th, the first game for Wadena Deer Creek. So they are 0-1 coming into this one. That was a home game, so they were 0-1 at home. It was a non-section, non-conference game, so that means you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Sorry, we had somebody bump into our camera here. Our apologies for that. Wadena Creek out of Section 8AA South Park Region Conference. Last year, the Wadena Deer Creek Wolverines would finish with an overall record of 21-5. Their pair of losses to start off the season, 3-0 sweep at Pequot Lakes and a 3-1 loss at home against Perham on August 30th and September 1st. After that, they'd rattle off 2 sweeps in a row over DGF and Sabika, go to the Sauk Rapids tournament, fall against Brainerd, and then sweep past Osakis Foley in a 2-1 loss to Annandale on that Sauk Rapids invite. And then they would rattle off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 in a row. Starting with a 3-0 win over Barnesville on the road on September 13th and concluding with a 3-0 win on the road at Pillager on October 18th. Taking them into the end-of-season Moorhead tournament where they would fall 2-1 to Moorhead, but then take 2-0 sweeps over Totino Grace, Monticello, and Spring Lake Park. They'd go into the Class A sections, pick up a pair of sweeps over Pillager and Albany, 3-0 October 27th and November 1st, but then fall in a 5-set thriller with Pequot Lakes to wrap up their season on Thursday, November 3rd. So that's a recap of last year's Wadena Deer Creek team, and once again, one loss this year against that same Pequot Lakes team that they've had trouble defeating in in the last couple seasons. We'll just leave it at that. Perham Yellow Jackets out of Section 8AA, Hard Lakes Conference. Last year they were 15-15 overall, 10-3 in section play, 4-2 in conference, 4-2 on the road, 2-8 on the neutral court. They were 9-5 when playing here at the Hive. They had a QRF ranking of 108.9, which was good enough to place them at 34 out of 124 teams in the class and 128 out of 404. Out of 404 in the state. Perham would pick up a 3-0 sweep and a 3-1 win over Thief River Falls and Wadena Deer Creek to kick off their season before falling in a sweep to Detroit Lakes. Bouncing back with a sweep over Frazee, they would go against. They would go into the tournament down in Marshall, Minnesota. Lose the first 2, win the next 2, and drop the fifth and final match of that invite tournament. Coming out of that, they would host Hawley and pick up a 3-1 win over the Nuggets. They would go to Barnesville right after that. In a game that Perham was expected to win, but Barnesville was able to sneak one out in 5 sets. That game is still on our homepage of our website as under the recent classics category. That was a great ball game, or I should say not ball game, but great match between the Trojans and the Yellow Jackets, and then a 3-0 sweep over the Park Rapids Panthers following that loss to Barnesville. And then they would lose one more time against Breckenridge before they went to Burnsville and failed to pick up a victory in a very tough invite tournament. 2-0 sweep losses to Watertown Mayor, Nova Classical Academy, Caledonia, Mounds Park Academy, and Waterville, Eliza Morristown. Come out of that, 3-0 sweeps over DGF, Pelican Rapids, Barnesville. They get them back on Tuesday, October 4th. And then a 3-0 sweep over DGF. To go into the Perham Invite Tournament on Saturday, October 8th, where they would win 2-0 over Melrose, 2-1 loss to Underwood, 2-1 win over Foston, and a 2-0 loss to Hawley. But then they would bounce back in a regular season matchup 5 days later against Hawley on the road in Hawley, pick up a 3-1 win over the Nuggets, and then they would fall 3-1 to wrap up the regular season against Pequot Lakes on the road. They would go to the AA sections, pick up a 3-1 win over Frazee, but see their season come to an end to the dreaded Hawley Nuggets, who had caused them plenty of trouble during the season on Friday, October 28th. Dreaded if you're a Perham fan. Otherwise, probably not dreaded. We'll put it that way. We're going to take another time out. We'll be back with more here, including your starting lineups and all that good stuff in a moment here on the Magnitude Sports Network. Stay tuned.
Okay, you know those single-use plastic water bottles? See, because of our filtration systems, billions fewer are being used every year.
That's great, sir. Can I take your order?
Oh, number 3.
At Culligan, we get that most people don't think about water like we do, and that's okay. You see, when we install our drinking water and softening systems, we're thinking about filtering contaminants and the minerals that make water hard. So you can just think about softer, cleaner, better tasting water. At Culligan, we think about your water, so you don't have to.
Reuter Family Dentistry, with locations in Perham and Wadena, welcomes new patients. Come meet the friendly and professional team and experience for yourself what it is patients love about Reuter Family Dentistry.
It's just nice to be in a small hometown knowing that you have a local dentist that cares about you, knows you, and wants to do what's best for you and your family.
Ray's Sport and Marine in Perham has you covered for all your recreational needs. Ray's carries a large inventory of Lund boats, Bennington pontoons, plus Viaggio pontoons. They also carry the Yamaha line of ATVs and UTVs, as well as the full line of Honda Power Sports. Stop in and check out all of what Ray's Sport and Marine has to offer. Good luck to all Perham athletes, and go Yellow Jackets!
J&L Nutritional Consulting is the area leader in beef, dairy, and seed. J&L has over 20 years of experience, and they use the latest technology in ration balancing software to make sure every part of your feed is utilized. They provide adjustable profit and loss projections, and their seed division makes sure to bring the best seed for your field, no matter the brand. Contact Mike, Joe, and Andrew at J&L Nutritional Consulting, 218-346-7487.
What sets the world's leading hospitals apart from the rest? It's their continued ability to deliver the highest quality patient care. Perham Health is honored to be a top 10 Minnesota hospital. Patients experience it, and Newsweek has recognized it. Even during the unpredictability of the pandemic, the nurses, doctors, and many others at Perham Health put their best foot forward. Thank you to everyone at Perham Health for continuing to provide the best patient care.
Hansen's Plumbing and Heating provides the highest quality products and services to ensure the comfort and safety of all their customers. It's what they do. Henry Hansen, later known as Hardware Hank, first opened the family hardware store in the early 1930s in Burgess, Minnesota. Today, they are proud to carry on his legacy of hard work and honesty through teamwork, fellowship, cutting-edge technology, and forward thinking. 218-346-2422 or make a visit in Perham, Burgess, or Detroit Lakes today. Hansen's Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Minnesota families for over 80 years.
New Horizons Realty is a full-service real estate company who has been helping buyers and sellers in Lakes Country for over 25 years. They understand the local market conditions because they are from here, live here, and have lifelong careers in real estate. Get a free estimate with an experienced, local, laid-back, and friendly agent that's a part of a team you can trust and will go to work for you.
Visit permrealestate.com or call 218-346-7767 to speak with Chad and his dedicated team at New Horizons Realty in Perm.
Okay, you know those single-use plastic water bottles? See, because of our filtration systems, billions fewer are being used every year.
That's great, sir. Can I take your order?
Oh, number 3.
At Culligan, we get that most people don't think about water like we do, and that's okay. You see, when we install our drinking water and softening systems, we're thinking about filtering contaminants and the minerals that make water hard. So you can just think about softer, cleaner, better tasting water. At Culligan, we think about your water, so you don't have to.
Welcome back to the Hive in Perham. Getting ready for this home opener for the Perham Yellow Jackets and the road opener for the Wadena Deer Creek Wolverines. Wolverines 0-1, Perham Yellow Jackets 1-0, both of them either winning or losing by the final tally of 3-1 in their respective matches coming into this one. So Wadena Deer Creek looking to pick up a victory here over their you could call it the shortest Highway 10 rivalry probably on Highway 10, as they are not that far from each other here. You just go down the road maybe, I don't know, what, 15 minutes or so? Maybe it's a little bit longer than that, and I need to drive it again. I don't know. But it's pretty close by, we'll put it that way. Once again, thanks to our sponsors, including Frontier Airlines, Great Clips. Download the Great Clips app from the App Store to find the location nearest you today. Dakota Fins and Feathers, Budget Blinds will be your player of the game sponsor coming up in our post game tonight. Ray Sport and Marine, Waterfront Recreational, Perham Health, Central Market, New Horizons Realty, Perham Chamber of Commerce, Farm Bureau Financial Services, Lakes Area Co-op, Hanson's Plumbing and Heating, Nias Family Sales. Nias Family Sales Service Center can service all makes and models. Schedule your vehicle today by calling 218-346-5976. Also, Lakes Ace Hardware will bring in your starting lineups here coming up in a few minutes on your pregame show. EOT Insurance will handle your postgame show. Grab a quote today by visiting EOTinsurance.com. KLN Family Brands, a proud people-first company interested in joining their growing family. Head on over to KLNFamilyBrands.com. Also, our friends at United Community Bank, they have your scoreboard taken care of this season. Reuter Family Dentistry will be sponsoring all the ace serves for both the Yellow Jackets and Wadena. Of course, Reuter Family Dentistry with locations in both of those communities. We thank them for their support. J&L Nutrition in the Backyard, sponsoring the first serve of not only the game but each set. And also, last but certainly not least, Culligan's in Wadena, also with a location in Detroit Lakes. You can visit them at culliganswadena.com. Go ahead and take a look at what's coming up next here. Once again, you can find us online on our website, magnitudesn.com, at MagnitudeSN on YouTube, and then MagnitudeSN on Facebook and X, formerly known as Twitter, and Magnitude Sports on Instagram. And if you click on our website and click on the schedule, you can come to our schedule and you can get a peek at what's ahead here. So tomorrow night we'll kick off our football season. It'll be the Yellow Jackets hosting the Holly Nuggets over at Ted Minover Field. That starts at 7 o'clock. Jason will be on the call. I'll be helping him out with that one. And then DGF in Fergus Falls 1 week later. We have a whole week off. That's probably the only time this fall and winter that'll happen that we'll have exactly 1 week off. DGF in Fergus Falls. And then we'll see the Rebels and Otters once again on the volleyball court Monday, September 11th. Over to Park Rapids to see the Panthers take on the Sabika Trojans on the 12th. And then back here at the Hive with our first doubleheader of the fall season as the Yellow Jackets will host the Barnesville Trojans, and will also be in DGF as the DGF Rebels will host the Holly Nuggets. 7:30 start times for those two respective matchups. And then the Yellow Jackets take on the East Grand Forks Green Wave in about 2 Fridays and 1 day from now, we'll put it that way. You can dig deeper into that schedule, but once again, go into our website at magnitudesn.com. Your starting lineups brought to you by Lakes Ace Hardware. They're coming up here in just a moment on Magnitude Sports. Stay tuned.
Odds are there's an ace right in your neighborhood with expert advice and the right tools to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience Store.
Hi, this is Mallory Stotterell
and Erica Saylor from Lakes Ace Hardware.
You can expect expert help for your next project at Lakes Ace Hardware,
right here in downtown Perham.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I have 3 amazing kids, and it can be a bit complicated.
All right, you guys, you ready?
But there's nothing else like it in the world.
Bye, honey. Traveling with kids is on another level.
Yay, let's go.
I appreciate all the extra help I can get when we fly.
Hi, how can I help?
I'm honored to get every passenger to their destination.
I'm so grateful that I've been able to fly with my 3 young kids.
At Frontier, we get it. We're flyers too, and we believe the sky is for everyone.
Hi, this is Mike from Magnitude Sports. I'd like you to do me a favor if you would. Subscribe to this channel right here, Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. The channel is owned by a family I've known for over 2 decades and features some sports stars from previous Magnitude Sports broadcasts. So if you're the type of guy that likes fishing, hunting, dogs, you can get all that and more right here on the Dakota Fins and Feathers YouTube channel. You can also find them on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's educational, it's captivating, it's fun. It's Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. Subscribe today.
At Great Clips, we use online check-in to help NHL player Jack Hughes achieve game day flow faster, so he can do more with his time off the clock. Great Clips, official hair salon of the NHL.
At Great Clips, we use clip notes to save NHL player Cale Makar's haircut details, so he's always confident in his hockey hair. Because with a name like Cale, you gotta sport great salad. Great Clips, official hair salon of the NHL.
For over 30 years, Budget Blinds, based out of Detroit Lakes, has been serving Perham, Fergus Falls, Park Rapids, and the surrounding area. Whether you need blinds, shutters, or drapes, check out the entire inventory online at budgetblinds.com. Budget Blinds is backed by the #1 provider for window coverings in North America and is your local window coverings expert. Visit them online today, budgetblinds.com, or give them a call at 218-206-9599. That's 218-206-9599 and online at budgetblinds.com.
It's something new every day, some different stuff to do. It's not the same monotonous thing over and over again.
Everybody works together, everybody knows everybody, you know, we all get along just well. It's just a great company to work with.
It's like a big family here. It's just everybody gets along with everybody and everybody clicks. Everybody just helps everybody out. And it's a pretty awesome job to have.
There is a voice inside of you. Do you hear it? An ember burning deep within, calling you to gather your tribe, beckoning you deep into the wild, and instilling in you the courage of 10 Wolverines. You know that voice.
Yep, it's me, your inner otter, and I want you to visit findyourinnerotter.com to explore all that Ottertail Lakes Country, Minnesota has in store for you. See you soon.
Welcome back to the Hive in Perham. We're moments away here from your Lakes Ace Hardware starting lineups. Also want to thank our friends at KLN Family Brands. Learn how you can get your slice of over $5 million in profit sharing only at KLN Family Brands. A job with room to grow. Apply today, build your tomorrow at KLN Family Brands. Thank you so much for tuning in. We took a look at what these teams did last year. Let's take a look at what's ahead for them this year. Like I said earlier in our pregame show, the Perham Yellow Jackets with a 3-1 win over Thief River Falls on the road. And for Wadena Deer Creek, after a 21-5 season last year, falls short to Pequot Lakes to open up the season 0-1 in a 3-0 sweep. I would imagine that Pequot Lakes will be a team that a lot of teams would like to get a win over. It's not easy to get a win over the Pequot Lakes Patriots in the sport of volleyball, but it can be done. But first things first, Wolverines and the Yellow Jackets starting lineups right now. All right, they're going to do the national anthem first, so we'll be back with your Lakes Ace Hardware starting lineups in 90 seconds here on Magnitude Sports.
One of our core values at United Community Bank is reinvesting in the communities we serve. I personally take great pride in this, as I'm a 5th generation in our family here at United Community Bank. We've been here for over 100 years. We take a great sense of pride in sort of that reciprocal relationship we have with our community, that, you know, we need our community members and they need us, and we love giving back and reinvesting.
I didn't know what a derecho was. Didn't know that kind of storm existed. I didn't worry a bit about my coverage. It did not let me down. I was not caught blindsided. The secret is to have an agent that gets you insured for your needs. If you don't have Farm Bureau, you don't have good insurance.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Michelle Beck in Perham at 218-345-4010.
Reuter Family Dentistry, with locations in Perham and Wadena, welcomes new patients. Here's what Reuter Family Dentistry can offer you.
We offer wisdom teeth removal, sedation dentistry, dental implants, root canals, cosmetic dentistry, and Invisalign.
The fact that it can be done here is really important for me because, it's a chore sometimes getting all your maintenance done. So if it's all done in the right place, that makes it a lot easier.
At Nias Family Sales, our experienced mechanics are here to provide exceptional service in a timely manner. With 10 service bays, the service department at Nias Family Sales can work on all makes and models. Our experienced mechanics can do everything from oil changes, tire repairs, brake service, engine and transmission repair, and much more. Schedule your vehicle today. Call 218-346-5976 or visit the Nias Family Sales Service Center at 610 East Main Street in Perham.
All right, back for your Lakes Ace Hardware starting lineups. They'll start with the visiting Wadena Deer Creek Wolverines. They'll be in the yellow with the Librero. Montana Carson in blue. So once again, your Lakes Ace Hardware starters for the Wadena Deer Creek Wolverines include number 1, Addison Gravel, number 4, Peyton Gravel, number 5, Jada Dykoff, number 8, Lola Palver, number 12, Jenna Dykoff, and number 15, Kayla Kircher with their Librero, number 6, Montana Karsten. For the Perham Yellow Jackets, it is number 2, Kennedy Pilgrim, number 6, Greta Razor, number 11, Lainey Wacker, number 13, Jaden Hackle, number 14, Addison, otherwise known as Addie Hackle, and number 18, Willow Thiel with their Librero, wearing number 3, Allison Flateau. Want to say thanks to Allison from EOT Insurance for helping me out with the name pronunciations for Perham, and for Coach Volkman for helping me out with the names for Wadena Deer Creek. As we get ready to go here for set number 1. And our first broadcast from the Hive in Perham here in the 2023 fall sports season. Certainly looking forward to it. Between myself, Jason, and Lance, we'll have all the home games and maybe a road game or two here for Wadena Deer Creek as well. And we're underway here. They'll set it up far side attack, and that one's out of bounds. And it's a point here for the Perham Yellow Jackets, as they will actually be the ones who start the serve. And that first serve brought to you by J&L Nutrition in the Backyard in Perham. And that one will go down to the floor, and credit that one to Kayla Kircher. And we're knotted up at 1-1 now here, as Wadena Deer Creek will get their first serve of the game. Jenna Dykoff with the serve. Bumped right back over to the Wolverines, and they slam the door shut. Nice job there by Peyton Gravel to give the Wolverines a 2-1 lead. So Dykoff will continue the serve here for the Wolverines. Serve is over. First contact is made there by Pilgrim. From behind the 10-foot line, it's sent over. A bump set it, near side attack is over and down, and that's another point. This one courtesy of Kennedy Ness, who comes into the lineup to give Wadena Deer Creek a 3-1 lead. Don't let our scoreboard confuse you. Perham's in the black and Wadena Deer Creek's in the yellow. It's a good thing we got the initials on there. Far side attack blocked at the net, and a nice dig out there by Jada Dykoff. And that one goes out of bounds on the block, and it'll be a point there for the Wadena Deer Creek Wolverines. It's 4-1. So Jenna Dykoff with her 5th serve on her first visit to the service line tonight. And that one's up and over, and that one will not come back. 5-1, it will not go into the books as an ace, even though Yellow Jackets weren't able to return it. See if she can get an ace this time or not. No, not this time. Bump set right in front of the 10-foot line, sent over, and now tipped back over. First touch there by Jaden Hackle. Nice dig out there by the libero, Montana Cartston. Bump set, 10-foot line attack is over there from Jaden Hackle. And now middle of the attack, blocked down, nicely done. Jaden Hackle got most of that. She may have gotten an assist from Greta Razor on that one. It's 5-2. So 5 straight for the Wolverines, and now Jaden Hackle will serve it up for the Yellow Jackets. 10-foot line attack is over and down. Give the kill there to Kennedy Ness, and it's 6-2. Back to serve here is Peyton Gravel. Gravel will serve it over successfully. Far side attack, Willow Thiel. Was it out of bounds? Yes, it was. And another point here for Wadena Deer Creek, and it's 7-2. Gravel will serve again. Jump serve from the middle of the service line is over. Dug out there by Flateau. And a nice dig out in the far corner there by the Wolverines. I think that was Pulver. Pushed back over. Wolverines control it. They'll set it up. Far side attack. Blocked at the net, and it's down. Nice block there by Greta Razor. And Perham will get the serve back, and it's 7-3. Flato with the serve. We'll set it up near side. Through the blockers and down. The kill goes to Lola Pulver. And it's 8-3 now in favor of Wadena Deer Creek. They'll get some substitutions in on the rotation, the Wolverines will. Well, running hop serve, dug out there by Flateau and punched over by Willow Thiel. Karsten on the second touch with a bump set there for Kennedy Ness. Comes back to the Yellow Jackets, 2 touches, and back over to the Wolverines. Near side attack over, and that's going to go down. It's going to go off a tip and give the kill to Lola Pulver. 9-3 now in favor of Wadena Deer Creek. Once again, I want to say thanks to Culligan's in Wadena, J&L Nutrition Backyard in Perham, Reuter Family Dentistry, and United Community Bank. As the Wadena Deer Creek Wolverines are the first one to hit 10 here at the Hive on the United Community Bank scoreboard. They have scored 3 in a row now, scored 8, 9, and 10. Tipped over and a bump set over to the far side, pushed over, controlled there by Addison Hackle. Now Willow Theo blocked at the net, and you can give the majority of that block to Isabel Larson. 11-3 now here in the first set. Wadena Deer Creek off to a good start. In the back line, it's controlled there by Jaden Hackle, sent back over. They'll set it up near side attack, pushed over. Nice job there by Laney Wacker to keep that one alive, and now it's pushed over, and you can give that one to Kennedy Pilgrim. It's 4-11. Wadena Deer Creek scores 5, then 2, and then 4 in a row before Perham can get their 4th point. That one just over the back line. It's going to be a service error, and there'll be a point. And right back to the Wolverines it will go. 12-4 now our score. Going back to serve here for the Wolverines is Kayla Kircher. Kircher's serve is over. First contact is made there by Jaden Hackle, and a whistle. And a double touch is the call. And it's 13-4 in favor of Wadena Deer Creek. Also, Kalen Family Brands, EOT Insurance, and Lakes Ace Hardware for bringing you coverage of the Yellow Jackets this season. Willow Theo will finesse one over the net. It'll be tipped, go down for a kill for Theo. It's 13-5 now. Near side attack is over and through the blockers and down, and the kill goes to Jenna Dykoff. 14-5 now our score. And back to serve is the Librero, the junior, Montana Karsten. Serve is over. They'll set it up near side, sent over there by Kennedy Pilgrim. And now sent back there by Peyton Gravel. Right back to the Wolverines. Bump set over by Karsten. Middle of the net attack sent over by Pilgrim. Kept alive there by the Wolverines from behind the 10-foot line, but a little bit too far on that attempt there by Jenna Dykoff. And it'll be a point for the Yellow Jackets. It's 14-6. It's only the second time in this match that Wolverines have only scored 1 point while they had the serve. And that is the first time in this match that Perham has scored 2 in a row. It is now 14-7 as Perham slices the lead in half. Near side attack too far over the back line on the swing there by Isabel Larson, and another point for the home team. It's 8-14 now. So the Yellow Jackets try and get themselves back into this first set. Serving is Kennedy Pilgrim. Serve is over successfully. They'll set it up, middle net attack. Down, no! It looked like... Oh, it's a net violation. Okay, I was going to say, it looked like that was inbounds. The backline judge put the flag up to say that it was out of bounds, and then the other official said it was a net violation on Perham. So that's the first net violation of the game, and it's 15-8 now. Middle attack. I think she mistimed the jump there, didn't get the touch on it that she want. Nice block on the net there on the kill attempt by Jaden Hackle. Free ball for the Wolverines now. Back set far side, attack over. Nice dig out there by Cameron Cost into the lineup. Cameron Cost, a freshman for the Yellow Jackets this year. Got some JV time last year. Little Theo blocked at the net. Peyton Gravel and one other Wolverine were a part of that block, and it's now 16-8 as Wadena Deer Creek doubles up here on Perham. Standing serve from the middle of the service line is over. And a bump set is over, and they get a lucky point there off the bump over by Morgan Pazdernick. 16-9. Back to serve this time is Laney Wacker, the senior. Wacker's serve is over. First contact is made. Set for the near side, and it's through the blockers and down. And another kill for Jenna Dykoff. 17-9 in favor of Wadena Deer Creek. Dykoff's serve just barely makes it over. Wacker on the second touch. Long send over. Wolverines will set it up near side attack, and that one's dug out by Willow Thiel on the kill attempt there by Kennedy Ness. Back over to the Wolverines, and it's a point for the Perham Yellow Jackets. And the Yellow Jackets hit 10 on the United Community Bank scoreboard. Back to serve, here's Jaden Hackle, the senior. I was fixing our scoreboard. I did not see what happened there. Looks like Wadena Deer Creek got the point. (18-10). Pushed over there by Laney Wacker. Now they'll set it up. Near side attack is over from Pulver and is not tipped. It's out of bounds, and that's a point for the Yellow Jackets. 18-11 now as the Yellow Jackets trail by 7 here in the first set. First set, rather cruising along here. No timeouts yet. Allison Flatto will serve here for the Yellow Jackets, trailing by 7. And they'll hold up the action here for a little bit as they clean up some floor on the Wolverines side of the net. Nias Family Sales Service Center can service all makes and models. Schedule your vehicle today by giving them a call at 218-346-5976. Serve is over. And a bump set. Here comes the attack. Pulver sends it over. Thiel will dig it out. They'll set it back up for Thiel. Nice control there by the Wolverines. Now near side, it's Pulver. And Pulver gets it down for a kill. 19-11 our score. Gravel, jump serve over. First contact made there by Flatto, and now a long send over. Cartston makes first contact. They set it up for Pulver. Pulver gets another one. Pulver gets the Wolverines to 20 here on the United Community Bank scoreboard. It's 20-11. And that one just barely makes it over the net, and it's out of bounds. It'll be a point for the Yellow Jackets. I don't think I've ever seen a serve go out of bounds on the side. I've seen them go over the back line plenty of times. Back to serve now, Cameron Cost, a 5'8" freshman. Plays the setter position for the Yellow Jackets primarily. 10-foot line pushed over by Pulver. They're going to call a lift on Pulver, and that'll be a point for the Yellow Jackets as the Yellow Jackets get back within 7. It was a 5-point stretch, and then a couple points later, a 4-point stretch that gave Wadena Deer Creek an 11-3 lead, and since then it's been, for the most part, back and forth, but Wadena Deer Creek just keeps scoring points here and keeps building their lead. 20-14. They'll set it up. That's Willow Theo gets it down for a kill. And now a timeout taken by Wadena Deer Creek as Perham has rattled off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of their own so far here to decrease the lead down to 5. We'll see if they can continue that when we return after the break here on the Magnitude Sports Network. Stay tuned. We're right back. About 3/4 of the way through set number 1. And right now the Wolverines clinging to a 5-point advantage at 20-15 over the Perham Yellow Jackets. Back to serve, Cameron Koss coming out of the Wadena Deer Creek timeout. They called the timeout after Perham went on a 5-0 run. And the Yellow Jackets looking to continue that run here. And a nice kick by Kennedy Pilgrim to keep that volley going. And a block at the net, and the kick by Kennedy Pilgrim allows it to come back and sets up Willow Theo for the kill. That is a Kalen Family Brands Play of the Match nomination right there. 2016. And that will end a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-point streak by the Perham Yellow Jackets. 21-16 as Wadena Deer Creek will finally get the serve back after not having it for a while and after having it for pretty much the entire match in the start of this one. Serve is over. First contact made there by Flateau. Thiel tips one over and gets a point there for the Yellow Jackets. 17-21 now as Perham will get the serve back. Willow Thiel with a jump serve. That's over. Bump set near side, pushed over there by Dykoff, and it's into the net, and a point for the Yellow Jackets, and it's 18-21. Now the Yellow Jackets are right within striking distance here, down by 3 on the United Community Bank scoreboard here in the first set in a best-of-5 series. Jump serve from Thiel is over. First contact is made. Here's the set, and far side, nice dig out by Thiel, and nearly some miscommunication, but it's pushed back over, right in front of the back line there. Kircher got contact on it, but could not get it back over the net. And now the Perham Yellow Jackets are within a deuce, within a pair. So it's 21-19. As they try and continue the rally back, and a service there in the net by Willow Theo will end that temporary rally, and it'll make it 19-22. So they scored 6 in a row, gave one up, and then scored 3 in a row, and then gave one up. Can Perham get the serve back? Yes, they can. It'll be courtesy of Kennedy Pilgrim. 22-20. This has turned into a great set 1. Back to serve is Kennedy Pilgrim. Her standing serve is just barely over, and they'll set it up far side attack. Sent over there by Jenna Dykoff, and Yellow Jackets will control it. Sent over and down. Kennedy Pilgrim with about a 15-foot kill from behind the net. And all of a sudden, it's 22-21 here on the United Community Bank scoreboard in set number 1. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one with them. We're back in 30 seconds here on the Magnitude Sports Network. Stay tuned. Maybe we're not back in 30 seconds. Okay, stay tuned.
One of our core values at United Community Bank is reinvesting in the communities we serve. I personally take great pride in this as I'm a 5th generation in our family here at United Community Bank. We've been here for over 100 years. We take a great sense of pride in sort of that reciprocal relationship we have with our community, that, you know, we need our community members and they need us, and we love giving back and reinvesting.
All right, broadcast coverage brought to you by Dakota Fins and Feathers. If you love hunting and fishing, then you'll love Dakota Fins and Feathers on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel today. It's back to a 2-point lead for the Wolverines on that service error, 23-21, and the Yellow Jackets have just now put themselves in a little bit of hot water. And that'll be a lift. And it's now set point here at 24-21 for the Wolverines. Middle of the net attack, dug out by Willow Theo. Set for the middle of the net, pushed over, kept alive, but falls to the floor. I believe it was Greta Razor who got that point. What I know for sure is the point goes to Perham. 24-22 remains set point. Back to serve now here is Lainey Wacker, excuse me. And a nice kick, but it goes out of bounds. And that will do it for set number one. It's 25-22, your final in set one. No ties in that. Well, I take that back. There was one tie. The lone tie in that match was at 1-1. Wadena Deer Creek took the lead at 2-1 and never gave it up. Perham got close on a couple of times. We'll go over that first set here on your Frontier Airlines Go Wild set recap coming up here in just a moment on Magnitude Sports. Stay tuned.
I have 3 amazing kids, and it can be a bit complicated.
All right, you guys, you ready?
But there's nothing else like it in the world.
Bye, honey.
Traveling with kids is on another level.
Yay, let's go.
I appreciate all the extra help I can get when we fly.
Hi, how can I help?
I'm honored to get every passenger to their destination.
I'm so grateful that I've been able to fly with my 3 young kids.
At Frontier, we get it. We're flyers too, and we believe the sky is for everyone.
All right, welcome back. We move on to set 2 here. 25-22, the Wolverines take the first one. Frontier Airlines set recap coming up right now. Frontier Airlines, visit flyfrontier.com today to learn about the Go Wild Pass and lock in one-way flights in and out of both Fargo and or Minneapolis for as low as $15 a flight. Perham struck first with a 1-0 with that 1-0 score, and then Wadena Deer Creek tied it up at 1. And that was their first point of 5. They'd build a 5-1 lead before Perham scored again to make it 5-2. Wolverines would get 2 more to make it 7-2. Perham would score to make it 7-3. Wolverines would go on a 4-0 run to make it 11-3. Perham would score, and then Wadena Deer Creek would get 2 more to make it 13-4. Back and forth on the next 2 points to make it 14-5, and then Perham went on a 3-0 run to make it 14-8, but a net violation would give a point to Wadena Deer Creek to make it 15-8. They would score the next one, and then the teams would trade points for the next 6 or 7 points to make it 19-11, and then Perham went on a real rally of their own, scoring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row to trim the deficit down to 20-16. Wadena Deer Creek would take a timeout at 20-15, and then Perham would score at 20-16. Wolverines make it 21-16. Perham gets 3 in a row to cut the lead down to 21-19. Then a service error by Willow Theo would make it 22-19. Yellow Jackets would score 2 more to make it 22-21. That was as close as they got, though, as another service error. This time by Kennedy Pilgrim, would make the score 23-21 in favor of Wadena Deer Creek. They would get the next one to get set point. Perham would get one more, and then Wadena Deer Creek would wrap it up at 25-22. So one tie in that game, or in that first set, and that was at 1-1. And now we move on to set 2. And that was your Frontier Airlines set recap. Go Wild set recap. Once again, visit flyfrontier.com today to learn about the Go Wild Pass and lock in one-way flights in and out of both Fargo and Minneapolis for as low as $15 a flight. Jenna Dykoff will bring you the J&L Nutrition in the backyard. First serve of set 2. Her standing serve is over. And that one hits the tape as it comes over. Wolverines control it. Pushed by 2 hands there by Addison Gravel. Blocked at the net, kept alive by Perham. Sent over. Near side attack, Dykoff. Willow Thiel from the 10-foot line. That's 4 touches. One too many touches, as Thiel did not quite get the elevation and distance on that hit that she was hoping she would. And it'll be the Wolverines who score first in set 2. Perham dangerously close to a line violation there. And that one's tipped down by Addison Gravel. And it's 2-0 Wadena Deer Creek. Standing serve is over. First touch is made. Set there by Wacker and then blocked at the net. Kept alive by Perham. Thiel sends a long ball over the back line, and it's 3-0 Wadena Deer Creek. Culligan's in Wadena, along with Reuter Family Dentistry and Lakes Ace Hardware, along with Nias Family Sales and the Perham Chamber of Commerce. Just some of our sponsors bringing you broadcast coverage of the Yellow Jackets and Wolverines. They could not hit that one over, and they're going to call 4 touches, so it'll be a touch violation, and it's the Wolverines getting out to a quick 4-0 start here. Sent over, kept alive, pushed back over there by Peyton Gravel. Wolverines will control it again. This time they'll set it up for an attack. Blocked at the net, and what's the call? 4 touches is the call. And that puts Perham on the board. So the Wolverines scored 5 in a row after Perham to take a 5-1 lead. And now they score a 4 in a row to take a 4-1 lead here in set number 2. Dykoff sends it over. It's kept alive by Hackle and now pushed back over there by Flatto. Bump set, and now Willow Thiel from the 10-foot line sends it over, or Karsten will dig it out. Dykoff over, bump set there by Wacker, and a whistle, and a double touch is called. And that makes it 5-1. So back to serve, here's Jenna Dykoff, a junior outside hitter for the Wolverines this season. Thiel bumps over a free ball here for Wadena Deer Creek. Here comes the near side attack. Nice dig out there by Jaden Hackle. Now Hackle will send it back over. Dykoff, now the set, far side attack, blocked at the net. Nice dig out there by Addison Gravel. And that one's over the back line. That's a point for Perham, 2-5. Back to serve is Flatto. Flatto, according to Aaron Anderson, and we'll go with that. Aaron Anderson had the honors of singing the national anthem after some technical equipment with the anthem earlier tonight. And he got a standing ovation from the Perham fans in attendance. that one hits the tape as it comes over. And that one's down. And the kill goes to Addison Gravel as the Wolverines double up on the Jackets at 6-3. Serve from Peyton Gravel is over. Flotto will make first contact, sent back over to the Wolverines. Now near side attack here from Lola Pulver. Wacker will set it up for Thiel. And down the line, it's out of bounds. She just missed it. Point for the Wolverines at 7-3. Pilgrim will Wacker will bump sit it over to Pilgrim. Got him flip-flop for a moment. And that one, nice dig out there by Jaden Hackle. Sent back over by Thiel. Pushed over. Wacker makes first contact. It's sent back over there by Addison Hackle. And that one's out of bounds. That will be a kill for the Wolverines. And you can give that one to Kennedy Ness. 8-3 our score now here at the Hive in Perham on the United Community Bank scoreboard, with the Wolverines winning the first set 25-22. And there's a kill from Willow Thiel. And Willow Thiel will slice the Wolverine lead in half. It's 8-4. So the Yellow Jackets will get the serve back. Once again, broadcast coverage brought to you by our friends at Central Market, New Horizons Realty, Waterfront Recreational, Farm Bureau Financial Services, and Lakes Area Co-op along with Hanson's Plumbing and Heating. They cannot touch that one over. It'll be a point as it's going to be a double touch here on the Wolverines, and it's 8-5 now as Perham once again sneaks in a little bit closer here. At 5-1, Perham scored 3 to make it 5-3, and then the Wolverines scored 3 right back to make it 8-3, and now we sit at 9-5 with that last point, as the Wolverines have scored 2 in a row. Here's the set. Willow Thiel dug out there by Karsten. One touch back, and it's over the back line, and a point for the Wolverines. Wolverines double up once again here on Perham. It's 10-5. Jump serve over. Willow Thiel on the attack. They'll dig it out. Referee was in the way. It looks like that was Isabel Larson with the dig out. And now go out of bounds. It was tipped. It's a touch for the It's a point for the Wolverines, excuse me. And that's 11-5. And now Perham will take a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. We'll be back in just a moment here on the Magnitude Sports Network. Stay tuned. Coming right back.
Ray's Sport and Marine in Perham has you covered for all your recreational needs. Ray's carries a large inventory of Lund boats, Bennington pontoons, plus Viaggio pontoons. They also carry the Yamaha line of ATVs and UTVs, as well as the full line of Honda Power Sports. Stop in and check out all of what Ray's Sport and Marine has to offer. Good luck to all Perham athletes, and go Yellow Jackets!
11-5 in favor of Wadena Deer Creek here in the second set. There you see your set scores. They took that first set by 3 points, 25-22. KLN Family Brands, a proud people-first company interested in joining their growing family. Head on over to klnfamilybrands.com and their brand new interactive website too that they have at their website, KLN Family Brands. If you haven't had their lemonade Wiley Wallabies, my goodness, they are absolutely delicious. If you can find a bag, get it before someone else does. I've only been able to buy one, and I have not been able to buy a second bag, and I'm very sad about that. That's how good it is. 12-5, at least that's my personal opinion. And since they are a sponsor, I can give personal opinions like that one. Back to serve is Willow Thiel. That service error into the net will give another point here. It's the second service error by Willow Thiel, the third of the match for the (13-6) is your score. So 3 service errors in the match for Perham. One was blocked at the net, and I don't know if they would have let that one go, it may have been out of bounds and a point for Wadena Deer Creek, or it may not have been. We will never know. And it's 13-7. 10-foot line attack pushed over. Now pushed back to the Wolverines. Carson will make first contact. They'll set it up here near side for Lola Pulver, and she will get the kill. And once again, the Wolverines have doubled up on the Jackets. It's 14-7. Montana Karsten back to serve here for the Wolverines. And the whistle, and it's a rotation violation on Wadena Deer Creek. So I'll give the serve back and make the score 14-8. It's our first rotation violation of the season here at the Hive in Perham. Back to serve, Lainey Wacker, 5'7" senior, plays setter for the Yellow Jackets. Serve is over. Middle of the net attack is out of bounds, a little bit too far. That's 3 points in a row now here for Perham. They've only given up 2 points. Check that, 3 points after that last timeout when they were down 11-5. Sent over, kept alive. Karsten on the second touch with the bump set. Sent over by 2 hands. Thiel will dig it out. Here's the set for the middle of the net. Tried to power it through there was Greta Razor. And it'll finally drop to the floor, and Perham will get the point. That's 4 in a row now here for Perham. Wacker with the serve is over. They'll set it up. Middle of the net attack is over and not quite down. Now it'll be Perham's turn, and they'll get the kill. Far side, it's Jaden Hackle. Pulling the Yellow Jackets within a trio of points. It's 14-11. And Lainey Wacker back to serve. 10-foot line attack is over. Theo made first contact, and then it hit the manufactured drop-down wall off the ceiling, and it came right back to Willow Theo, and she couldn't touch it. And her teammates were not in a position to help her out on that occasion. An unfortunate, unlucky break there for the Yellow Jackets, and a free point for Wadena Deer Creek. 15-11, blocked at the net. Nice job by Karsten. Ooh, and an even nicer job there by Lainey Wacker to keep that one alive. But the attack goes into the net, and it's going to be a point for the Wolverines. That'll end a 5-0 run by the Yellow Jackets to put the score at 16-11. Bump set, Theo from behind the 10-foot line sends it over. That attack, was it tipped or was it out of bounds? It was out of bounds, and it's a point for the Yellow Jackets. It's back to a 3-point deficit. Check that, a 4-point deficit. (17-12) now. Kennedy Ness will come in. to the lineup here for the Wolverines. And a whistle, and it's going to be a double touch. And that moves the lead back to 6. After Perham cut it down to a 3-point disadvantage, now they've given up those 3 points, and they're down by 6 once again. Theo sends it over. Wolverines control it, set up for a far side attack. Nice dig out and pushed right back over and lands in bounds. Kennedy Pilgrim will get at the point. Not the most conventional way to get a point, but a point's a point. 13-18, Kennedy Pilgrim. Hits the tape as it goes over. Still no ace serves in this match. That one's dumped down there by, now punched back over by Kennedy Pilgrim. And that attack goes into the net, and it's a point for the Yellow Jackets. 18-14, Wolverines with the 4-point advantage. And the 1-set advantage here in the second set of this best-of-5 match. That one's sent over. Theo got first contact. Now Pilgrim sends it back. Far side attack there. That was Peyton Gravel who gets the kill. (19-14) now. 5-point advantage for Wadena Deer Creek. Culligan's in Wadena, along with J&L Nutrition in the backyard in Perham. Reuter Family Dentistry with locations in Perham and Wadena Deer Creek. And United Community Bank with locations in Perham, Frazee, and Dent. Just some of our many sponsors bringing you broadcast coverage of the Wolverines and Yellow Jackets this evening. That one, I think it was down and in. And the near side official on the right of your camera there will agree with me. And that's a point for the Wolverines, and it's 20-14. Theo make first contact, bump set, right back to the 10-foot line, but the attack goes into the net on the swing there by Jaden Hackle, and it's another point to put the Wolverines up by 7. And that'll be a timeout for Perham. It's their second timeout of set number 2. We'll take their second timeout with them. We'll be back in just a moment here on Magnitude Sports. Stay tuned.
At Great Clips, we use online check-in to help NHL player Jack Hughes achieve game day flow faster, so he can do more with his time off the clock. Great Clips, official hair salon of the NHL.
Ray's Sport and Marine in Perham has you covered for all your recreational needs. Ray's carries a large inventory of Lund boats, Bennington pontoons, plus Viaggio pontoons. They also carry the Yamaha line of ATVs and UTVs, as well as the full line of Honda Power Sports. Stop in and check out all of what Ray's Sport and Marine has to offer. Good luck to all Perham athletes, and go Yellow Jackets!
Welcome back to the Hive in Perham here. The Wolverines take the first set, 25-22. They lead 21-14 right now here in set number 2. Sets 4 and 5 if needed. As the Wolverines have the 1-0 advantage in the match. Back to serve here, coming out of the Perham timeout, is Peyton Gravel. Gravel with a little hop serve in the middle of the service line. They'll set up for Theo, but they're going to call a lift, a double touch. They're going to call a double touch. I didn't see it, to be honest with you, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. 22-14, up by 8 now. Another hop serve, dug out by Theo. Bump set. 10-foot line attack is over. Second touch there by Jada Dykoff. And that one's bumped over the back line. Jaden Hackle will let it go, and the Yellow Jackets will get the serve. It's 22-15. And that's a kill from the near side here for Wadena Creek's Lola Palver. Pushed over there by Cameron Cost, is what I was told originally. I've been told two different pronunciations now. I'm going to try and figure out during the next commercial break which one it is. My apologies if I'm not getting it right. And it's going to follow the floor. I thought I heard a whistle prior to that for going under the net, but either way, it's a point for Wadena Deer Creek, and they win the second set. (25-15). And we'll be back with more here in a moment on the Magnitude Sports Network. Stay tuned.
For over 30 years, Budget Blinds, based out of Detroit Lakes, has been serving Perham, Fergus Falls, Park Rapids, and the surrounding area. Whether you need blinds, shutters, or drapes, check out the entire inventory online at budgetblinds.com. Budget Blinds is backed by the #1 provider for window coverings in North America and is your local window coverings expert. Visit them online today, budgetblinds.com, or give them a call at 218-206-9599. That's 218-206-9599 and online at budgetblinds.com.
I have 3 amazing kids, and it can be a bit complicated.
All right, you guys, you ready?
But there's nothing else like it in the world.
Bye, honey.
Traveling with kids is on another level.
Yay, let's go.
I appreciate all the extra help I can get when we fly.
Hi, how can I help?
I'm honored to get every passenger to their destination.
I'm so grateful that I've been able to fly with my 3 young kids.
At Frontier, we get it. We're flyers too, and we believe the sky is for everyone.
All right, welcome back. Wadena Deer Creek with a 2-0 lead here in this best-of-5 match. 25-22 and 25-15 in the second set. Wadena Deer Creek got out to a 4-0 run, 4-0 lead before Perham would strike, and then they would score through. Perham would score, or I'm sorry, it'd be Wadena Deer Creek making it 5-1, and then Perham would score 2 to make it 5-3. Wadena Deer Creek would score 3 to make it 8-3. Perham would score 2 to make it 8-5. And then it would be 3 in a row by Wadena Deer Creek to make it 11-5. Perham would take a timeout. Out of the timeout, Perham would score to make it 11-6. But a service error by Willow Thiel would give the point back to the Wolverines, and they would double up at 12-6. Score another point at 13-6. And then it would be Perham scoring, and then Wadena Deer Creek scoring to make it 14-7. Perham would score 4 in a row to cut the lead down to 14-11. Wadena Deer Creek would score the next 2 to make it 16-11. Perham would score, and then 2 more by Wadena Deer Creek makes it 18-12. 2 more by Perham makes it 18-14. Then 19, 20, and 21-14. Perham would take another timeout. Wadena Deer Creek would score to make it 22-14. And then Wadena Deer Creek would finish out the set with points 23, 24, and 25. And that's your Frontier Airlines set recap for set number 2, your Go Wild recap. Visit flyfrontier.com to learn about the Go Wild Pass and lock in one-way flights in and out of both Fargo and Minneapolis for as low as $15 a flight. And there's a kill from the middle of the net there. You can give that one to Laney Wacker. And we're tied at 1. We had no ties in that second set. We only had 1 tie in the first set. And it was a 1-1 tie back in the first set as well. Jump serve is over. They cannot get it. Perham takes the lead. That's the first lead that Perham has had since it was 1-0 back in the first set. So teams trading points here as we're now tied at 2. Gravel with the serve is over. They'll set it up, near side attack, pushed over and down. Nicely done there by Greta Razor. And that's 3-2 as Perham takes the lead again. So back and forth we go, 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2. And they'll go into the hands of number 3, Allison Flatto. And I want to say thanks to Jason for helping me out with those 2 names that were throwing me for a loop. We got them correct now. And that's blocked at the net. Nicely done there. Addison Hackle, along with one other Yellow Jacket, get credit for that block. And Perham has their first 2-point lead of the match, 4-2. Push back over, and a free ball for the Yellow Jackets. Thiel, Hackle, Pilgrim, dug out by Karsten. Now the back set at far side attack is over and through the blockers and down. And a point for the Wolverines. Give that kill to Kennedy Ness. 4-3 is our score in favor of the Yellow Jackets here on the United Community Bank scoreboard. That one inbounds. Nice job there by Jaden Hackle to get that point. Back to a 2-point advantage here for Perham. And a nice job there by Barbie to stop that ball with his foot. That's one movie that I almost wanted to see, and then a lot of people told me some not so good things about it, and now I'm not sure if I want to go see it and give it a review or not. If Perham wins this match down 0-2, I'll go see the Barbie movie. There's our first ace serve of the night. That ace serve brought to you by Reuter Family Dentistry. And it comes courtesy of Cameron Coast. Back over, kept alive. Thiel has a chance. Tip through, down, and a point. 8-3. And a timeout taken by Wadena Deer Creek. We'll take a timeout with them. We'll be back in just a moment.
A water softening system can help remove the high concentrations of calcium and magnesium that cause hard water problems. You'll see the difference with less limescale buildup, sparkling, spot-free dishes, longer-lasting appliances, brighter, softer laundry, and shinier hair and softer skin. Plus, you can spend less time and money on cleaning. Do you need a water softener? To find out for sure, contact your local Culligan water expert for a free in-home water test.
What sets the world's leading hospitals apart from the rest? It's their continued ability to deliver the highest quality patient care. Perham Health is honored to be a top 10 Minnesota hospital. Patients experience it, and Newsweek has recognized it. Even during the unpredictability of the pandemic, the nurses, doctors, and many others at Perham Health put their best foot forward. Thank you to everyone at Perham Health for continuing to provide the best patient care.
All right. Cameron Coast with the serve. Thiel punches it back over. Karsten with a bump set, and it's down for a point. The point goes to Kennedy Ness. And that trims the Perham lead in half. It's 8-4. So after the Wadena Deer Creek timeout, Wadena Deer Creek scores a point and they get the serve back. Back set, Willow Thiel. Nicely dug out there by Karsten. And now Pulver sends it back over, touched back by Thiel. Pulver returns the favor, and Perham will control it. Thiel from the 10-foot line puts it over with two hands, dug out by Dykoff in the back line there. And now the other Dykoff. I'm sorry, it was Kayla Kircher who actually got that first touch. It was Jenna Dykoff, who was the second one I was trying to name there. So after the Wolverines timeout, they're on a mini 2-0 run here, and they're within 3. And they have to get it over, and they cannot. And it's a 3-0 run after the Wolverines timeout. 8-3 to 8-6. Serve is over. Flato makes first contact. Tipped over. And which side of the antenna was it on? It was on the wrong side for Wadena Deer Creek, and it'll be a point for Perham. 9-6 now. That ends the 3-0 run after that Wadena Deer Creek timeout. Willow Thiel to serve. Hits the tape as it comes over. Wadena Deer Creek controls it on the attack. It's blocked at the net, but on the block it gets returned out of bounds, and it's going to be a point for the Wolverines, and it's 9-7. Montana Karsten with the serve. Her standing serve, a rainbow serve over. Near side attack, Kennedy Pilgrim gets it down for a kill, and Perham strikes the 10 mark here on the United Community Bank scoreboard. And that one will be a point there for the Wolverines. And Wadena Deer Creek's back within a pair. Back to serve this time for WDC is Jada Dykoff. Jada the sophomore, Jenna the senior. And another point. And one more, and we'll be knotted up at 10. We were tied at 1, we were tied at 2. Perham scored 2 in a row to take a 4-2 lead, and then they would score 4 in a row after giving one up to force Wadena Deer Creek to call a timeout, score 3 in a row. And now it's 11-9 as Perham will get the serve back. That one's down. Far side, the kill goes to Jaden Hackle. 12-9. Perham scored 2 in a row now after giving up to Wadena Deer Creek. And they've re-established their 3-point advantage as a result. Falling in sets 1 and 2, 25-22 and 25-15. And looking to force a set 4 here, although it's a little early to say it's going to happen just yet. Punched over and it lands in bounds. 13-9. 3 in a row now here for Perham. Serve from Whackers over. Wadena Deer Creek chasing after it. Has to go over on that touch, and it does. Whackers sets it up. Far side, blocked at the net. And it's going to go down to the floor, and you can give that tap down kill to Jenna Dykoff. A bunch of one-touch back and forth to each team. That opened up a spot on the floor on the near sideline, and it's 13-10. And now it's 13-11. Dykoff serve over. Wacker will set it up. Middle of the net attack there for Greta Razor. That one's out of bounds. Point Perham. Fifteen to 11 now. And that serve into the net. So on the last 4 points, the two teams have traded 2 each. Make that 3, wait, who do they award that point to? They're awarding it to Wadena Deer Creek. So scratch what I was about to say. It is 15-13. And now the Wolverines have scored 2 in a row. Littlefield gets one over. She got it over the 2 defenders up front, and the back line teammate could not come forward to make a play on that ball. 16-13 our score. Near side attack, kept alive. Wacker will set it up for Theo. Theo gets the kill. Serve is over. They'll back set it on the attack. Tipped at the net, kept alive, and now a bump set for Littlefield from the 10-foot line, but it's out of bounds. And it is a point for the Wadena Deer Creek Wolverines. 17-14 now our score. 2 in a row for Wadena Deer Creek, 2 for Perham, 2 for the Wolverines, 2 for the Jackets. Now 1 so far, and now make it 2 for the Wolverines. The last 10 points have been split. 2-2, 2-2, 2-2, and another point for the Yellow Jackets to make it 18-15 as the teams continue to trade off 2 points each. That started back when the score was 10-8 in favor of Perham. And it's been 2-point rallies ever since then for both of these teams. That would suggest Perham will score the next point. And they do! And if the pattern continues, then Wadena Deer Creek will score the next point. Once again, in theory. Like I said, this has been a pattern that has been very valid for quite some time now in this third set. Through the blockers and down. Give the kill to Lola Pulver. 19-16. I should probably control our scoreboard some here. So that ends a long streak of 2 points each, and now it's 1 point each. And here comes Littlefield with a jump serve. Karsten digs it out. They'll set it up. Middle of the net attack is just over the back line. Point Perham. And Wadena Deer Creek will take a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. We'll be back in just a moment here on the Magnitude Sports Network. Stay tuned.
A water softening system can help remove the high concentrations of calcium and magnesium that cause hard water problems. You'll see the difference with less limescale buildup, sparkling, spot-free dishes, longer-lasting appliances, brighter, softer laundry, and shinier hair and softer skin. Plus, you can spend less time and money on cleaning. Do you need a water softener? To find out for sure, contact your local Culligan water expert for a free in-home water test.
Welcome back to the Hive in Perham. Jackets holding a 5-point lead right now here in set 3, looking to force that fourth set. After dropping the first two, there you see your set scores so far. Thiel on the serve out of the Wadena Deer Creek timeout. 21-16 as the Jackets have scored 3 in a row. Now it is a point for the Wolverines. 21-17. Wadena Deer Creek scored 3 in a row after their last timeout. That made it 8-3, and they turned it into 8-6. And now they get 2 in a row here. And we'll see if they can duplicate what they did after their last timeout. So 21-18 our score. Serve is over. Far side attack, dug out by Karsten. They'll set it up near side. Dykoff sends it over. Nice diving dig out there by Jaden Hackle. And that one's tipped over and down by Peyton Gravel. And Peyton Gravel scores the 3rd point in a row out of the Wadena Deer Creek timeout to trim the lead down to 2 as Karsten goes back to serve once again. And now Perham's going to take a timeout. They don't want any more momentum going to Wadena Deer Creek. They want to force that set 4. We'll see if they can do it. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a moment.
Make memories that they'll remember and pass down a tradition. Enjoy your freedom with the road less traveled and spend time with the ones you love. Whether it's here or there, make the most out of life and spend time with who you choose. And choose Quillo from United Community Bank. Whatever life has in store for you, finance it with Quillo. Learn more at ucbankmn.com. United Community Bank, Perham, Frazee, Dent. Subject to credit approval. Auto payment required. United Community Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
All right, also want to say thanks to our friends at Central Market along with Waterfront Recreational for being part of the reason why this broadcast is on the air and supporting the Yellow Jackets through this fall and winter sports season here on Magnitude Sports. Blocked at the net after the timeout. It was the duo of Peyton Gravel and Jenna Dykoff on that block. And that's 4 in a row now here for Wadena Deer Creek as they have trimmed the lead down to 1 for Perham. Can they tie it up here on the serve by Karsten? It's over. Bump set by Pilgrim, sent over and controlled by the Wolverines. They'll set it up near side attack. Dykoff over the net, dug out by Thiel. They'll set it up far side there for Jaden Hackle. Karsten on the second touch. Dykoff sends it back over and down for the point. And we are tied at 21. That's 5 points in a row now here. They took a timeout after Perham made it 21-16. Perham hasn't scored since then. And that will be too many touches. And another point here for Wadena Deer Creek as they retake the lead. The last time that Wadena Deer Creek had the lead in this set was never. They were at 1-1, 2-2. Perham took the lead at 3-2. They held on to that lead until just now when they gave it up at 22-21. We'll take another timeout. We'll be back in a moment here on the Magnitude Sports Network. Stay tuned.
Reuter Family Dentistry, with locations in Perham and Wadena, welcomes new patients. Come meet the friendly and professional team and experience for yourself what it is patients love about Reuter Family Dentistry.
It's just nice to be in a small hometown knowing that you have a local dentist that cares about you, knows you, and wants to do what's best for you and your family.
Serve from Karsten just went over as we came out of that break. Karsten will dig it out now. And it is over somehow. It got over. Jenna Dykoff with probably the hardest kill of the season so far and possibly the hardest kill of the season to come. I don't think they'll get any more difficult than that. 23-21 now. 7 in a row for Wadena Deer Creek. Karsten keeps it alive. Thiel digs it out. They'll set it up for Pilgrim, who sends it over. Karsten on the second touch with a bump set for Dykoff. Out of bounds, and the Perham Yellow Jackets finally score a point. That ends an 8-0 run by Wadena Deer Creek. And now it is Kennedy Pilgrim looking to tie it up here at 23 on this serve. Through the blockers and down, and it's match point for Wadena Deer Creek. Jenna Dykoff on match point. 24-22. Dug out by Karsten. Here's Dykoff. Sends it over into the face of Coast, and it comes in for point 25. And that will be a final. Perham Yellow Jackets give up a lead and fall in 3 sets, and the Wolverines come into the Hive and sweep the Yellow Jackets 25-22, 25-15, and 25-22. Your EOT Insurance postgame show is just ahead here on Magnitude Sports. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in a moment here on Magnitude Sports. Stay tuned.
I have 3 amazing kids, and it can be a bit complicated.
All right, you guys, you ready?
But there's nothing else like it in the world.
Bye, honey.
Traveling with kids is on another level.
Yay, let's go.
I appreciate all the extra help I can get when we fly.
Hi, how can I help?
I'm honored to get every passenger to their destination.
I'm so grateful that I've been able to fly with my 3 young kids.
At Frontier, we get it. We're flyers too, and we believe the sky is for everyone.
Hi, this is Mike from Magnitude Sports. I'd like you to do me a favor if you would. Subscribe to this channel right here, Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. The channel is owned by a family I've known for over 2 decades and features some sports stars from previous Magnitude Sports broadcasts. So if you're the type of guy that likes fishing, hunting, dogs, you can get all that and more right here on the Dakota Fins and Feathers YouTube channel. You can also find them on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's educational, it's captivating, it's fun. It's Dakota Fins and Feathers Outdoors. Subscribe today.
At Great Clips, we use online check-in to help NHL player Jack Hughes achieve game day flow faster, so he can do more with his time off the clock. Great Clips, official hair salon of the NHL.
At Great Clips, we use clip notes to save NHL player Cale Makar's haircut details, so he's always confident in his hockey hair. Because with a name like Kale, you gotta sport great salad. Great Clips, official hair salon of the NHL.
I didn't know what a derecho was. Didn't know that kind of storm existed. I didn't worry a bit about my coverage. It did not let me down. I was not caught blindsided. The secret is to have an agent that gets you insured for your needs. If you don't have Farm Bureau, you don't have good insurance.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Michelle Beck in Perham at 218-345-4010.
Reuter Family Dentistry, with locations in Perham and Wadena, is now hiring. The purpose-driven team at Reuter Family Dentistry strives for the core values of excellence, commitment, and a positive culture.
My favorite thing about being part of Reuter Family Dentistry is just our values and our commitment to each other and to the patient. I know I can leave here every day feeling good about what I've done.
Odds are there's an ace right in your neighborhood. With expert advice and the right tools to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience Store.
Hi, this is Mallory Stotterell and Erica Saylor from Lakes Ace Hardware. You can expect expert help for your next project at Lakes Ace Hardware, right here in downtown Perham.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ray's Sport and Marine in Perham has you covered for all your recreational needs. Ray's carries a large inventory of Lund boats, Bennington pontoons, plus Viaggio pontoons. They also carry the Yamaha line of ATVs and UTVs, as well as the full line of Honda Power Sports. Stop in and check out all of what Ray's Sport and Marine has to offer. Good luck to all Perham athletes, and go Yellow Jackets!
Hanson's Plumbing and Heating provides the highest quality products and services to ensure the comfort and safety of all their customers. It's what they do. Henry Hanson, later known as Hardware Hank, first opened the family hardware store in the early 1930s in Burgess, Minnesota. Today, they are proud to carry on his legacy of hard work and honesty through teamwork, fellowship, cutting-edge technology, and forward thinking. 218-346-2422 or make a visit in Perham, Burgess, or Detroit Lakes today. Hanson's Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Minnesota families for over 80 years.
New Horizons Realty is a full-service real estate company who has been helping buyers and sellers in Lakes Country for over 25 years. They understand the local market conditions because they are from here, live here, and have lifelong careers in real estate. Get a free estimate with an experienced, local, laid-back, and friendly agent that's a part of a team you can trust and will go to work for you. Visit permrealestate.com or call 218-346-7767 to speak with Chad and his dedicated team at New Horizons Realty in Perm.
At Nias Family Sales, our experienced mechanics are here to provide exceptional service in a timely manner. With 10 service bays, the service department at Nias Family Sales can work on all makes and models. Our experienced mechanics can do everything from oil changes, tire repairs, brake service, engine and transmission repair, and much more. Schedule your vehicle today. Call 218-346-5976 or visit the Nias Family Sales Service Center at 610 East Main Street in Perham.
A water softening system can help remove the high concentrations of calcium and magnesium that cause hard water problems. You'll see the difference with less limescale buildup, sparkling, spot-free dishes, longer-lasting appliances, brighter, softer laundry, and shinier hair and softer skin. Plus, you can spend less time and money on cleaning. Do you need a water softener? To find out for sure, contact your local Culligan water expert for a free in-home water test.
All right, welcome back to the Hive in Perham. Here's the Wadena Deer Creek Wolverines. Moved to 1-1 on the season with a 3-0 sweep here over the Perham Yellow Jackets. They almost lost that third set, though. We'll tell you more about how they didn't lose that third set here in just a moment here on your Frontier Airlines Go Wild not halftime show, post-game recap, let's put it that way. So, once again, you can visit flyfrontier.com to learn about the Go Wild Pass and lock in one-way flights both in and out of Fargo and or Minneapolis for as low as $15 a flight with the Go Wild Pass. Once again, visit flyfrontier.com for more information. Perham Yellow Jackets struck first with a 1-0 lead in set 1, and Wadena Deer Creek would rattle off 5 in a row to take a 5-1 lead. 5-2, 2 more would make it 7-2 for the Wolverines. 7-3 and 4 more would make it 11-3 for the Wolverines. Perham would score, 2 more for the Wolverines, made it 13-4. The teams would trade points to make it 14-5. And then Perham would score 3 to trim the lead down to 14-8. A net violation on Perham would make it 15-8. Wadena would score again. And then Perham would score, and then the teams would trade points all the way through 11-19. And then Perham would score 5-6 in a row to trim the lead down to 20-16. Wolverines would score 1 to make it a 21-16 lead after a timeout by Wadena Deer Creek. They would score 2 in a row. Check that. They would score 1 in a row. And then Perham would score 3 in a row to trim the lead down to 21-19. Then a service error on Willow Thiel for Perham would make it 22-19 in favor of Wadena Deer Creek. Perham would bounce back, though, scoring 2 in a row to cut the lead down to 22-21. And then another service error, this time off the serve of Kennedy Pilgrim for Perham, would make it 23-21 in favor of Wadena Deer Creek. Wadena Deer Creek would get set point at 24-21. Perham would get 1 more, but then Wadena Deer Creek would wrap it up at 25-22. The only tie in set 1 was at 1-1. There was 1 tie in that first set. In set number 2, it'd be Wadena Deer Creek starting out hot with a 4-0 lead before Perham got on the board at 4-1. And then 5-1, 5-2, 5-3, and then 3 more for Wadena Deer Creek would make it 8-3. Perham would score twice to trim the lead down to 8-5. Wadena Deer Creek would get 3 to make it 11-5. Perham would take a timeout, come out of the timeout, and score to make it 11-6. But then 2 more in a row there for Wadena Deer Creek and make it 13-6. Perham would score to make it 13-7. And then they would also score points 8, 9, 10, and 11 to trim the deficit down to 14-11 in favor of Wadena Deer Creek in set 2. Wolverines would score the next 2 in a row to make it 16-11. Perham would get another point, and then 2 more for Wadena Deer Creek to make it 18-12. And then it would be 2 more for Perham to make it 18-14. And then it'd be 3 more for Wadena Deer Creek to make it 21-14. Perham would take a timeout, but out of the timeout, Wadena Deer Creek would score their 4th in a row, and then Perham would score. And then Wadena Deer Creek would score to make 2 to make it 23 and 24-15. And then they would score that 3rd one in a row, actually, to take set 2, 25-15. Moving into set 3, Wadena Deer Creek would score first, but the teams would trade points until we reach 2-2. Tied at 1 and tied at 2. Perham would score 2 in a row to make it 4-2. Wolverines would make it 4-3, and then Perham would score 4 in a row, including an ace serve by Coast, I believe it was. Yeah, Cameron Coast, who got the ace serve to make it 7-3. And then Perham would score again to make it 8-3. Wadena Deer Creek would call a timeout. They'd come out of that timeout, score 3 to cut the lead from 8-3 to 8-6. Perham would score to make it 9-6, then 9-7, then 10-7, then 2 in a row for Wadena Deer Creek, then 3 in a row for Perham, then 2 in a row for the Wolverines, 2 for the Yellow Jackets, 2 for the Wolverines, 2 for the Yellow Jackets, 2 for the Wolverines, and 2 for the Yellow Jackets would make it 19-13. And then, let's see here, or 19-15, excuse me. Wadena Deer Creek would score to make it 19-16. 2 more for Perham and make it 21-16. And then Wadena Deer Creek called a timeout. And whatever was said in that timeout, it worked. They scored 7 in a row. They would close the deficit to 21-19. Perham would take a timeout. Out of the timeout, they would score 4 more to close within 1, tie it at 21, and eventually break that tie and build the lead up to 23-21. Perham would score to cut it back to 23-22, but then the next 2 points would go to Wadena Deer Creek, and they would win it 25-22. We had 3 ties in that second set, tied at 1, tied at 2, and tied at 21. So in 3 sets, these teams are only tied 4 times in the entire match. And that is your Frontier Airlines Go Wild match recap presented by Frontier Airlines. Visit flyfrontier.com today to learn about the Go Wild Pass and lock in one-way flights in and out of both Fargo and or Minneapolis for as low as $15 a flight. Also want to say thanks to our other sponsors, including Great Clips, Dakota Fins and Feathers, Budget Blinds, who will have their player of the game coming up shortly here in our post-game show. Our friends at Culligan's in Wadena, Ray Sport and Marine, Waterfront Recreational, Perham Health, Central Market, New Horizons Realty, Perham Chamber of Commerce, Farm Bureau Financial Services, Lakes Area Co-op, Hanson's Plumbing and Heating, Nias Family Sales, more on that in a moment. I had to stop and look at something there. Lakes Ace Hardware, EOT Insurance, KLN Family Brands, United Community Bank, Reuter Family Dentistry, J&L Nutrition in the Backyard, and Wadena Deer Creek, or I should say Culligan's in Wadena Deer Creek. So we'll have 2 players of the game, as we'll have our Wadena Deer Creek Budget Blinds player of the game. Then we'll also have our Nias Family Sales player of the game for Perham. So we'll have 2 players of the game. I forgot about that glitch in this particular broadcast, but hey, it's the first one of the season, so glitches are allowed in the memory. We'll take another timeout here. We'll come back. We'll select that player of the game. We'll take a look at what's ahead for these 2 teams. We'll take a look at what's ahead on Magnitude Sports, and then we'll wrap it up here from the Hive in Perham, and we'll be back in a moment on Magnitude Sports. Stay tuned.
I didn't know what a derecho was. Didn't know that kind of storm existed. I didn't worry a bit about my coverage. It did not let me down. I was not caught blindsided. The secret is to have an agent that gets you insured for your needs. If you don't have Farm Bureau, you don't have good insurance.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Michelle Beck in Perham at 218-345-4010.
One of our core values at United Community Bank is reinvesting in the communities we serve. I personally take great pride in this, as I'm a 5th generation in our family here at United Community Bank. We've been here for over 100 years. We take a great sense of pride in sort of that reciprocal relationship we have with our community, that, you know, we need our community members and they need us, and we love giving back and reinvesting.
All right, welcome back to the Hive in Perham here. There you see your final score. Wolverines 3-0 sweep over the Yellow Jackets, 25-22, 25-15, and 25-22. Time to take a look at what's ahead for these 2 teams here. For Wadena Deer Creek, they moved to 1-1 on the season after the 3-0 sweep by Pequot Lakes. They bounced back with a 3-0 sweep here on the road in Perham. They will go home to take on the DGF Rebels on Tuesday. And then they go on the road to take on the Sebeka Trojans on Thursday, my apologies. And then after that matchup with Sebeka, they head over to Sauk Rapids, and they will participate in the Sauk Rapids Race Invitational. Matchups not determined yet, but their potential opponents will be Watertown Mayor, St. Cloud Cathedral, Sauk Center, Royalton, Pipestone area, Osakis, Monticello, Little Falls, Kimball area, Holding Fuller, Foley, Brainerd, Annandale, Sauk Rapids Rice, and Albany. And then after that Sauk Rapids Rice invite on Saturday, September 9th, they'll have a pair of regular season matchups, one on the road taking on the Monaga Braves, the next one at home taking on Bertha Hewitt. And then they go to the Burnsville invite on Friday, September 22nd, where their possible opponents could be Watertown Mayor, Waterville, Eliza Morristown, Southwest Christian, Rush City, Pequot Lakes, Legacy Christian, Jackson County Central, Concordia Academy, Chatfield, Belle Plaine, and Albany. And then out of that Burnsville invite, they'll have a long stretch of regular season matchups on the road at Staples Motley, then home against the Henning Hornets to wrap up September. They'll kick off Monday, October 2nd against Barnesville in a home matchup against the Trojans. And then they go on the road to take on Osakis the very next night on Tuesday, October 3rd. They're home against the Verndale Pirates on the 5th. At Park Rapids, and that game at Park Rapids, I do believe, is on Magnitude Sports. I could be wrong, but I think it is, so Just in case, circle that one with a half circle, in case I'm wrong. That's the start of a 3-game road stretch at Park Rapids. They also go to Alexandria. That's quite the trip from Park Rapids to Alexandria. And then they come a little bit closer to home as they'll take on New York Mills in New York Mills on October 12th. And then home against Pillager on October 17th to wrap up regular season action before they head to the Moorhead Invite to wrap up the regular season invites. As they participate in 3 of them this year. Their potential opponents at the Moorhead Invite are Wilmore, Totino Gray, Spring Lake Park, Roseville, Rocorio, Osseo, Nevis, Monticello, Duluth East, Moorhead, and DGF on October 20th. And that's a look at what's ahead now here for the 1-1 Wadena Deer Creek Wolverines, who moved to 1-0 in section play and 1-1 overall, as they will yet to see their first Park Region opponent. For the Perham Yellow Jackets, they fall to 1-1 after the 3-1 win over Thief River Falls on Tuesday night up in Thief River. They fall here tonight 3-0 to Wadena Deer Creek. They're on the road at Detroit Lakes on Tuesday and at Frazee on Thursday. They go to the Marshall Southwest Minnesota State Invite, where they could have a plethora of possible opponents there. There's a lot. I'm not even going to go over them. I mean, there's a lot. Like I said, those matchups have not been determined. September 8th is the date on that Marshall Southwest Minnesota State Invite. And then they have a pair of HOL matchups, one on the road on Tuesday, September 12th at the Holly Nuggets, and then one here at home on Magnitude Sports against the Barnesville Trojans on September 14th. Then they go to the Holly Invite on Saturday, September 16th, where their potential opponents could be Wheaton Herman Norcross, Thief River Falls, Staples Motley, Lake of the Woods, Hancock Owls, Frazee Hornets, East Grand Forks Green Wave, Detroit Lake Lakers, Barnesville Trojans, Holly Nuggets, and the Badger Greenbush Middle River Gators. And then after that, they have a trio of regular season matchups, 2 on the road, 1 at home, with the 1 at home sandwiched in the middle of the 2 road games. They go on the road at Breckenridge on Thursday, September 21st, home against Pelican Rapids on Magnitude on the 28th, and then at DGF on Magnitude on Thursday, October 5th. And then Saturday, October 7th, they will host the Perham Invite with a number of possible opponents. And then after that Perham Invite, they'll have a home matchup on October 12th, which is a Thursday, against the Holly Nuggets. And then, depending on the outcome of all of that, we'll get a look at section possibilities once again. Still got to select your player of the game. We got one for each team. We got one more break. We're going to come back, wrap this up, and get things taken care of here in just a moment on Magnitude Sports. Stay tuned. Hansen's Plumbing and Heating provides the highest quality products and services to ensure the comfort and safety of all their customers. It's what they do. Henry Hansen, later known as Hardware Hank, first opened the family hardware store in the early 1930s in Burgess, Minnesota. Today, they are proud to carry on his legacy of hard work and honesty through teamwork, fellowship, cutting-edge technology, and forward thinking. 218-346-2422 or make a visit in Perham, Burgess, or Detroit Lakes today. Hansen's Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Minnesota families for over 80 years.
Ray's Sport and Marine in Perham has you covered for all your recreational needs. Ray's carries a large inventory of Lund boats, Bennington pontoons, plus Viaggio pontoons. They also carry the Yamaha line of ATVs and UTVs, as well as the full line of Honda Power Sports. Stop in and check out all of what Ray's Sport and Marine has to offer. Good luck to all Perham athletes, and go Yellow Jackets!
For over 30 years, Budget Blinds, based out of Detroit Lakes, has been serving Perham, Fergus Falls, Park Rapids, and the surrounding area. Whether you need blinds, shutters, or drapes, check out the entire inventory online at budgetblinds.com. Budget Blinds is backed by the #1 provider for window coverings in North America and is your local window coverings expert. Visit them online today, budgetblinds.com, or give them a call at 218-206-9599. That's 218-206-9599 and online at budgetblinds.com.
A water softening system can help remove the high concentrations of calcium and magnesium that cause hard water problems. You'll see the difference with less limescale buildup, sparkling, spot-free dishes, longer-lasting appliances, brighter, softer laundry, and shinier hair and softer skin. Plus, you can spend less time and money on cleaning. Do you need a water softener? To find out for sure, contact your local Culligan water expert for a free in-home water test.
At Nias Family Sales, our experienced mechanics are here to provide exceptional service in a timely manner. With 10 service bays, the service department at Nias Family Sales can work on all makes and models. Our experienced mechanics can do everything from oil changes, tire repairs, brake service, engine and transmission repair, and much more. Schedule your vehicle today. Call 218-346-5976 or visit the Nias Family Sales Service Center at 610 East Main Street in Perham.
Welcome back to the Hive in Perham. I want to say hi to Jim watching from Denver, North Carolina. Thanks for tuning in, Jim, and I bet he's looking forward to tomorrow night's football game. Let's go ahead and take a look at that schedule. You can find the schedule at our website at magnitude-sn.com. You can follow us on those other social media accounts as well. And that first football game of the season is going to feature the Perham Yellow Jackets. They'll host the Holly Nuggets tomorrow night at Ted Minover Field, 7 o'clock kickoff for that one. And then a week off and back to football it is. DGF Rebels and the Fergus Falls Otters on next Friday. And then we'll see the Rebels and Otters on the volleyball court that following Monday. You can dig deeper into that schedule at our website once again at magnitude-sn.com. Magnitude-SN on YouTube, X, formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, and Magnitude Sports on Instagram. All right, well, it's time to select a player of the game and also our KLN Family Brands Play of the Match. And it came down to two candidates for player of the game for the Perham Yellow Jackets, and the one way to decide who got which one was to award the other award to the other player. So your KLN Family Brands Play of the Match happened back in the second set, actually. The teams are exchanging one touch back and forth. A bad angle off the net, and Kennedy Pilgrim was able to kick the ball up in the air that allowed the ball to go back over to Wadena Deer Creek. When the ball came back to the Jackets, they would score a point on a kill by Willow Thiel. So Kennedy Pilgrim will get the KLN Family Brands Play of the Match. And your Nias Family Sales Player of the Game for the Perham Yellow Jackets is going to go to Lainey Wacker. She didn't have a whole lot of kills, but she did set up pretty much 70% of the kills made by all of her teammates on the Perham Yellow Jackets. So she's responsible for most of those points. But on the flip side, for the Wadena Deer Creek Wolverines, your Budget Blinds Player of the Game, also brought to you in part by Culligan's in Wadena, is going to be Jenna Dykoff, who had an outstanding night, especially from the two corners, the two outside corners on the attacks, and she even punched a few over in the middle of the net there, and she was a factor, especially in that first set when Wadena Deer Creek scored 5 in a row, then 2 in a row, then 4 in a row to build that lead up to 11-3. And she played a role in sets 2 and 3, but none more significant than in those first 11 points back in set 1. So Jenna Dykoff, your player of the game here for the Wadena Deer Creek Wolverines. That's going to map it up for us. Thanks to Aaron Anderson, the activities director here at Perham, for allowing us to come back for another season of Yellow Jackets volleyball and football and basketball and all that good stuff. And once again, every home game for the Yellow Jackets and a road game here or there for the Yellow Jackets on Magnitude Sports as well this season, just like in all previous seasons. Your final scores one more time, 25-22, 25-15, 25-22, as the Wolverines moved to 1-1 with a 3-0 sweep, pushing the Yellow Jackets back to 1-1 on the season. And their next matchups are on Tuesday and Thursday next week here on their respective home and away courts, I should say. We have a couple of those matchups here on Magnitude Sports as well. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks to all of our sponsors one more time. Without them, it would not be possible. Thanks to Janice for helping us out on the camera. My name is Mike Mason. Hope you had a great evening. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We'll talk to you again tomorrow night from Ted Minover Field here in Perham for the Perham Yellow Jackets and the Holly Nuggets as we kick off the 2023 football season tomorrow night at 7 o'clock here on Magnitude Sports. Have a great night.
The preceding broadcast was an exclusive presentation of the Magnitude Sports Network. Subscribe, click the bell, and visit magnitudesn.com for a schedule of our upcoming broadcasts.